Here we are. It's 9 p.m. in Old Blighty. It's Saturday night. That must mean it's time for another The War Room. Hope you're all doing very well out there in the real world. And a happy new year from us three for 2025. I hope it all went well and you're doing particularly good. So before we say hello to everybody, we'll get a few minutes to let people join in. Coming to you as always in glorious 720p, the best quality for video. So, how was your new year, chaps?
It was excellent. It was excellent.
That's it, is it?
Well, I mean, I had a good time with some friends, and we played a murder mystery game.
This is more like it. Now we're opening up.
There you go. We have to you have to drag it out of them.
Drag it out of it. And could
you
beat
them out of it? We got to beat them out of it
a little bit, Nate. Could you?
Sure. Yeah. I did turn it up for a little bit earlier, but
that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, it was. There we go. It was great. Yeah, we had some friends and friends got together, and then we played. It's a video game, but it's a murder mystery that uses all live action actors, full motion video, and so you ask questions and you watch their response, and the game is called Contradiction, and you watch how they respond to see whether or not they're lying, and then you call them out and you get more information, and it's really, really fun. Really, really fun. It's meant to be played with a large group of people, so everyone can discuss, what was the lie.
Those murder mysteries tend to be best in a group, don't they? Can you play it more than once, though?
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. There's lots of new stuff to learn and different lies and information that you figure out along the way. Yeah, it's fun.
Sounds great. Jester, Happy New Year, my friend. What you been up to?
Happy New Year, Ruff. Hope you guys had a great New Year. Ours was very low key. The wife's still recuperating. We did go out to dinner, had a great dinner at a new restaurant here, just local, and then we got back home and just hanged out here. Very low key. That's just the way Christmas was, New Year's. We're not big party animals, anyways, so.
Yeah, getting on a bit. I know. I understand.
Yeah, we just want to relax and not be troubled with it. We did stay up till midnight, so yay for us.
You've got to. Did you have lots of fireworks? We have tons of fireworks, here. So if people in their back gardens letting their fireworks off at midnight, bonkers. Obviously paying. They get paid too much. Some of these people, some of these blooming things. They were like,
yeah. We had quite a bit of fireworks around here as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people shooting them off.
Yeah, we had a nice
stuff. But I'm looking forward to 2025. It started off with a bang, and I started my top 100 games of all time countdown, which I'm doing in 5 nights. So tonight will be part 4. Tomorrow night will be the end of it. 100 games done.
Wow. We do love you, but we do think me and Nate think you're bonkers. But anyway, that's
that goes without being said.
It goes without saying, yeah.
And he's okay with it. He's okay with it. I mean, he's fine.
Yeah. He knows. We say it with love, but the chat as always has gone bonkers.
Wow! Look at all these people
in already. We've been going 8 minutes, so excuse me while I just say hi to some of the peeps because I'll get.
Hey, Charles.
Snowed under with all these.
San Diego.
Oh, 17 degrees. It's quite cold here.
Yeah, it's very cold here.
Yeah. See, Wales, it's terrible. They get worse weather than we do, but they got the best countryside possibly in the whole of Britain. Do the old Welsh. I do envy them. See, shut up. Sunny 50 degrees.
Ruff, can you speak Welsh?
Yaki da. That's the only thing I know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hopefully, it's not like
More on us.
It's not a swear word. Don't worry.
Say,
I'm
it's
not
probably
gonna
like F off or something. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Hey, Cardboard Commander.
How you doing?
We are going to be releasing the brand new rules for the challenge coming up.
Oh,
in a
yes,
couple
our
weeks.
10-game challenge.
Yeah, it's cold here. It is cold. Snow is expected. Yes, Gary. There's supposed to be snow.
Snow. You guys don't normally get snow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wouldn't think it, would you? January.
It is. I know it's going to be cold everywhere because they've been talking about Florida getting into the 30s overnight, which we don't ever get into the 30s.
That's cold for you, is it?
That is going to be brutally cold.
Is it cold in Tennessee?
Oh, yes.
Tennessee can be cold. It's up in the mountains, so yeah, it can be cold.
Right. Yes. Of course. Viper Dave, Brian. That's quite cold. That's there because they're another cold country. Blooming hell, yes. Up there in the other part of North America. I'm joking, Brian. I'm joking. Koi's here, so he knows how cold it is.
and he'll keep us on time too.
Yeah. -2, I think is further north. I think he's a bit further north than me. That's Celsius. That's not Fahrenheit.
You're making me cold.
Yeah. Meandering Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Trying to get all these. Oh, Eve is in. Hi, Eve.
Hey, Eve.
Eves. Good to see Eves.
Yeah. Eric.
Hello, Eric.
I tried to watch that series, Meandering Mike. I couldn't get into it. Richard, how you doing? And look who's here. Tony.
Tony's here.
Hey. Which that was a lot of fun to play Wolfpack last week.
That was good fun. It was
a lot of fun. And we brought them good luck.
Yeah, we had a good time. Then we finished the patrol. So
we did. Because it was either we get enough victory points and win, or their campaign was over. So
yeah, and we could carry it on. Now,
were you guys able to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get my head around this. It's their summer in Australia. Upside downy world. I can't get my head around it.
It's the bizarro world.
It is a bizarre world.
Hey, Paul.
How you doing, Paul? Yeah. See, it's weird. William,
I know. I mean, because of the cold weather. I'm sure a lot of us are tempted to pull out some.
Playlist games been played those games several times. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
That is a good goal to have for sure.
Didn't ask you for a goal, Tony. Not yet. You've jumped the gun. Just behave
yourself.
Yourself.
He's always jumping the gun.
Yeah, just behave yourself.
But I'm sure with the cold weather, a lot of us are tempted to pull out like a cold weather game.
Yeah, the Finnish
like a Bulge game. Yeah. Hey,
Thomas. I'll be contacting you later on, Thomas, just to ask you something. Oh, look, hey. it's your Oppo.
It is. Hey, Ryan.
Lots of people. 60.
It's the better half of your show. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that actually makes videos.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Kilroy. How you doing, my friend? A lot of new people. I don't. All the voices gone. Look, I don't recognize, which is great. Yes, -15. Good grief,
man.
That's cold. Glenn, how you doing, my friend?
He's probably inside playing games. That's what he's doing.
And I don't blame him. Yes, -7.
That is just a great excuse. It's too cold to go out, honey. We're going to have to stay here and play games all day.
Yeah. Hi, Doug. They're all here because it's too cold to do anything else. That's why they're all coming out.
That's why they're all here. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, you have got the coldness, Thomas, over there. I think that's everybody. Right. Thank you for that. So, yes, 60-odd people. My goodness me. So today's subject, once we've done all our other bits and pieces, is your wargaming plans for 2025. Maybe not so specific, because we're going to have the end of the year show where we're going to... Is that one where we're going to ask everybody for their 10 games at the end of the year show? Yeah.
Yes.
which is on the 18th of this month.
Yes, it is on the 18th. Correct. In
I
fact,
know. Well, why? Anyway, on the 18th. Trust me, it's on the 18th.
You think we would know this stuff, but we
That's
don't.
why I said it was such. That's why I said it with such confidence, because Anyway, on the 18th. So it's not going to be your 10 games. It's going to be sort of general things, what you're hoping to get in, what you're hoping to buy, what your plans are, what your goals are, how you're going to do things differently this year as you did last year, that sort of thing. So I'm going to have a bit of fun to see. And then we can all take the mickey out of each other come December when nobody did any of it. So we just, because Nate will be making notes, you see.
Mm-hmm. There it is. The information that everyone wants to know about. The award show we will be giving out awards for those people that completed their challenge. You will be entered into the contest. We're going to go over our top 10 games we're going to be putting on the list for 2025, following the new rules, which we're going to go over here shortly. And then there'll be also random giveaways and different prizes that we're going to try to get to people while they're watching the show. Yep. It will be a 3-hour show.
Yes, 3 hours.
And it'll be on Rough Swordsman's channel.
It'll be on my channel, yes. So that'll be 8 till 8, 9, 10, 8 till 11. Is that right? We're starting an hour earlier.
And is, I assume, dinner's provided in that time too, right?
I will be virtually sending down the internet wire some sausage.
I think your son's already got pizza ordered.
Yeah, so. A cheeky sod. He's just got an ordered pizza and tried to snuck it upstairs. But of course, it went off when we was in the green room. We've just bought one of those video ring cameras that go off every time somebody walks past. And we're up. You have to go up a flight of sort of stairs to our place, front door. But it just goes off every time somebody walks past. But if the doorbell rings, my phone goes off like everybody heard it. So, he couldn't get away with it. But there we go.
Got him trying to sneak the pizza in. Yep.
Yep. So that's on the 18th. That'll be 4 to 7 Eastern. So that'll be good fun. Have to do that. So
and we really have got a lot of great results from 2024. A lot of people really putting a lot of effort into completing the challenge. And I think this year, 2025, is going to be huge for the challenge.
What, it goes bonkers. I mean, this show, yes, don't forget the thumbs up.
This show has grown a lot over the last year.
Yeah, it's and even when you joined, it went up, which was surprised me, Nate. So
bless your heart, Rob.
I'm here all week.
Bless your heart, Rob.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow,
that's my new saying
really
now.
Giving you the Mickey, isn't he?
So yeah, but that's what we can. We can. That's because we know each other and trust each other. Yeah. So if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be wonderful. And if you haven't, of course, what am I talking about? If you haven't subscribed, well, might not. If you haven't subscribed to us, give us a subscription because we need all the help we can.
Yes, and if somebody could put our Facebook link in the comments, that'd be awesome. I can't do it because Ruff has blocked my comments for some reason.
I can't do it either.
That's weird. I don't understand why you're blocked. Anyway, the problem is that they've changed everything on StreamYard. They've got new stuff at the side, as you've probably seen already. So I'll put it in for you. So if you do that, but I forgot what I was going to say actually.
There we go. Look at Herman's chat.
Yeah.
See?
Yes, Nate, we just talked about that.
Yeah, I've just learned that, Herman. Nate's just taught me that. So bless your heart.
Yeah, where did you think he got that from? Nate is spreading bad things to him.
And the good thing is, everybody over here will think I'm being sincere.
That's right.
Right. They won't know I'm taking the piss.
I'm taking the Mickey on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look. Tony put the link for the Facebook.
Oh, have you done it, Tone?
Oh, Tony's can post. Yeah, he's got the wrench. I don't even have a wrench. Oh my God.
But you're the I don't know.
I'm not the host. You're the host.
Yeah, but, you're a host anyway. The thing is, what I've done with mine is
Ruff doesn't trust us.
No, it's not that at all. Do you know we used to get lots of bots and things and funny comments? I've clicked on my YouTube when we live stream that you have to be a subscriber to comment.
I'm a subscriber.
So that's why you can comment. I don't know why you can comment on the YouTube.
I can't put a link in. You have to be an administrator to put a link in.
You can put something in the chat.
Yes, I can type in anything in the chat, but I cannot put a link to a website in the chat.
Oh,
it will block it.
Well, then there you go.
But unless you have the wrench, you see the wrench. Tony's got the little wrench next to his name.
See that. Let me have a look. Let me.
We'll figure it out later. Let's get to the show stuff. Stuff.
I just want to see if I want to try something here.
Letting people.
Nate's taking all her fun away now. Look at him being all like, "Oh no, we got to be on time." And
that's right.
Oh, here we go. Look.
That's right. It's the teacher in me.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Yes. Class, settle down. Follow my directions now.
I think I've just made Mike Butterjelly a admin. There we go. Just worked out. Hopefully that's good. Anyway, we'll see, won't we?
So I wanted to mention to you all that earlier. I mean, first, Jester, it's January 4th, and how many games have you already played this year?
I played 6 games so far in 2025.
It astounds me. It astounds me because I'm only on 1. And I'm playing this one right now. It's the new Ben Madison game.
Wow. Okay.
Solitaire about the Byzantine Empire. Kind of, here we go. Kind of give you an idea what it looks like. It's a cool game. It's a cool game. It's fun. But I have no idea how you get through that many. So
I mean, some of them are very quick and light games.
Yeah. That's how he gets through. See, look, I've made Mike Butterjelly. He's got one now. Look, he's got a spanner now.
Oh, look at Mike's got a wrench now. Look at that. Nice.
How to do it? Yes.
He knows how to do it. So you could see my name in the list and give me the wrench, and then I would be able to do it.
Hold on, I'll do that for you. Yeah, that'll be you're right at the top, aren't you?
I'm trying so hard to get us back to talk about games.
You can't do it. It's New Year. We're having a drink. It's nice. Happy New Year.
Right. Relax a little bit, Nate. Relax, my friend.
Points for trying.
Lock and load.
I
forgot. It was so nice when it was a new guy. He would just sit there and behave and not say anything. Now he's like, I've been doing this for 6 months. I'm going to say whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want it.
Okay, so here, then I'll do this.
There we go. There we go.
I tell you what,
get him out of here. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I did get a delivery. It's not a war game. You know, last week I showed you Tiny Epic Cthulhu. Yes. Even Mrs. Ruff said, "Oh, that looks interesting." So, but I've got this turned up a couple of days ago, and I know you. I think you ordered it as well. I don't know if you've got it yet.
Oh, no, I've not ordered that one actually.
Oh, I thought you were getting it. Okay.
I'm going to get it. Yes. I didn't pre-order or Kickstarter or anything like that.
There we go. And a couple of little
expansions. Nice.
And also, you know what I like for mats? There's a player mat, got a couple of them. So you can put all your cards on there and your what they call wizards, what they call them in Eon's End. I can't remember.
That's right, Mike.
And
they're called mages, breach mages.
That's the word. And the new player mat.
Wow, that's nice. That's really nice.
That's got all the mechanics. Got the new mechanic from this game, which has different. It's got friend and foe mechanics, so there's spaces on here.
Where are you storing all this stuff?
She's up there
on his bookshelf. Don't you know that, Nate?
Under the table.
All right.
On my head. So. Yeah, so that's all I got in. It wasn't a war game, but I'm hoping to get some stuff in next week from Cheers, Lock and Load.
Oh, nice.
So, and I'm hoping next week is back to normal week because, as we said last week, the sort of Christmas and then the week after Christmas, New Year is a bit dead for us. because people, like Mrs. Ruff's work one day, not another day. The boys at home from college. So next week, back to normal. Let's see. They're all being sarky. Look.
Yeah, here we go, Ruff. Yeah, you could store your games on my bookshelves.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Send it over here. Just a couple of quid, right?
Yes, but they're enjoyable, Rob, aren't they? Otherwise, you wouldn't turn up every week.
So actually, I got two things in this week.
Go on then, show us. Well, I'll just go through the old chatty.
I had ordered, but last year, and they came in. One of them is my first. Ooh, very nice. Stalingrad 42. I got my first David Thompson game, and it was this. I
keep needing to have a look at this.
Yeah.
And I pulled it out and started to lay everything out, and kind of realized this is a game that I really want to experience with a group of people, because it's neat in that in the box.
They want to get violent.
There's mission books that you have for when you go on these missions, but then there are these little envelopes that have your orders, and it would be more fun to have them beforehand and open it together and go through like the secret communications that go on. And so I'm hoping to get a group of people together to play that sometime soon.
That's cool.
Yeah,
it does. I think Thomas has got it as well. I think.
Speaking of which, didn't you guys play a live game this week, gentlemen? Didn't you play a live game this week?
Well, we did.
No, it's not worth mentioning. It was some little game from some little game company and a little designer, and me, Nate, and we felt obliged to help out this project with Tony and Mike. It's got a sort of foreign sounding name, isn't it? Is it Italian? Yeah. Of course it was. We did Patrol 3 of Wolfpack with Mike Berticelli and Tony. We were the guest captains, and what a load of fun we had. We went on for 3 hours, but we finished the patrol.
Yes.
And I tell you what, Mike and Tony, if you're still there, I keep getting questions because I upload it to my channel as well, because Tony was the host. I upload it to mine as well, just to get a bit more out there. I got a couple of questions from a chap. I can't answer them because I'm still learning the game. So I've told him to go over to Tony's channel and ask them in the comments on that video, Mike, in case you get a couple of questions. So, it was great fun. Poltergeist thinks it's great as well.
I got it for Nordic and everyone else who kept getting. And I showed this last week picture, but I finally got it in. Finally came in. So my first GBOH game.
Well, if you look up, this is mentioned today in the history, which is why I've got it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's one of those games.
Will that be on your list of 10 games you're going to be playing in 2025?
It's mentioned in the Happened Today.
Nice.
So there we go.
There's quite a few counter sheets too.
It's huge. It's
huge. Counters too. and I will be clipping them all before I even play. Oh, I haven't even touched them all. There we go. There's 2 more.
Yeah, terrible. See, the other halves have always got their little guilty secret as well.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And it's always when they don't expect you to be at home. The other day I was home because our work wasn't doing thing, and a packet, UPS shows up, and I'm thinking it's for me, and it's a big box. And no, it's for her. And she had like 4 shirts and a couple pairs of shorts. I'm like, what?
We don't complain when they do that, do we?
Right. Yes.
No.
Shame for shame. You got caught red-handed. Yep.
Yes. So did you get the Warrior Queen?
No, not yet. No, I might get it during because GMT is going to be having a sale here
Yes,
soon.
that's where I got mine.
GMT is?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes,
For
in
what?
July.
On their last newsletter, they said they have a lot of
Oh,
stock, and so they want to have a big
A lot
sale.
of stock. They just had a sale and they had nothing available. What the hell?
Well, now there's more.
It's business speak.
Wow.
what it is.
Okay.
So
All
when,
right.
when is
Good.
it?
Good.
When is it, mate? When
I'm
is
sorry.
it? When is it?
They haven't announced a specific date, but it's either late January or February.
Oh, blimey, I haven't got any money. Nobody's got any money this time of year. What's going on? They're skint because of Christmas and New Year.
Well,
I mean,
credit cards are going to be creaking
that's
again.
that's where I got my Warrior Queen from.
credit card be creeping, all right.
The only thing is they're the thinner counters. It's an older supplement. It's the thinner counters, Nate, than the thicker.
Oh, trying to avoid taxes on the stock. Yeah, that's probably what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, better late than never. Spitfire Stuka.
Hey,
Spitfire, what's going on?
He did have a good go. He did have a good game in the last Skies Above Britain. Can't wait to get that finished, actually, because I've got back into it after.
I mean, you've been working on it for a year now, so
that's why it's so good. That's why it's so good.
That's why it's good.
I had lots of help. I made a few little mistakes. Lots of help from the comments and the chat and the helpful things. Not too many, but a couple of things I did wrong. But that's what I love about it. So next time I play it, I can still play it wrong.
I find it interesting that every time that I end up able to finally fly in your playthrough of Skies Above Britain, I end up with like nothing happening. Like my machine guns jam and I can't do anything. So I'm just up there. Just look, I'm flying around.
It's like, well, I'm getting my hours in.
Welcome to the Battle of Britain. That's what it was like. He wasn't always successful. Even though we had an easy one because the escort was set right back trailing, so they couldn't get to us. It's just but they were Junkers. They were harder to hit. You got 4 hits on them.
I mean, at least I didn't end up like Michael Caine.
No, but we'll see. It's only a 6. I've had a couple of because of Groucho got sent home. He must have had a Michael Caine or something like that. He was in hospital, but. Yeah, I forgot to tell the 2 people that asked that I'm doing the optional recruit, so they might not even get a chance because you've got to roll a die to see if you get the replacement come in.
Oh,
so yeah. So enjoy. That'll be my next thing. Get that out of the way. That's one of my goals is to finish that, move on. But I'm enjoying it.
Great. What do you think of? Just a question for you guys. What did you guys think of 2024 and the games that were released in 2024? Did you think it was an average, above average, below average? What do you guys think in just general terms of, I mean, this is always the debate at the end of the year is how good of a year was it
sure.
with the games that were released? So I'm just wondering what you guys think of it.
Go ahead, Ruff.
I'm just saying, looking at my table, it wasn't a bad year. I wish they'd stop bringing the blooming things out. That's what I want. Give me a rest, yeah. Luckily, I've not got anything on the GMT next shipping, so my credit card sort of goes. But yeah, as always, there's some great games coming out. I love my non-war games as well. That's one of my goals. As maybe. Might upset a few people, play a few more of them, but there's some great games coming out and they're just starting to dribble in now. I had Explore It, I've got Eon's End, I've got Nemesis coming out as well. I think that's about the only ones I've done, the big ones. So, and all the games like Wolfpack, of course, Red Dust Rebellion. We've got some great games from other companies, Storm of Steel from Compass, Skies Above Britain. Yeah, all this sort of stuff. I think it's a great year, and it's just too much. Yes, Game of Drones, which I've got to do an unbooking for. I haven't forgotten, Thomas. Even though you're sending it to Lindy Beige, who's got like 1.7 million subscribers. But anyway, I know my place, and I'm looking forward to doing that. Yeah, I think it's a great year. VUCA brought out some great games. What can I say? I'm just looking at them. It's like they're everywhere. Stop it. What do you think?
I mean, I was looking through, like for instance, the biggest one in my collection is GMT, and looking at their releases, and I only had like maybe three new ones from them this year. I'm not counting like second printings or things like that of games that have already been out, but like brand new. So like for instance, like I Napoleon I got, Next War Iran I got,
same here, yeah.
Rebel Fury, Wolfpack, and I've really only been able to play one of them. Most of my games this year have been older releases. I haven't actually played. Wolfpack is, I think, the only 2024 release game that I've actually played this year. So
hold on. Can you just stop silent, please? But carry on.
Checks in the mail, Thomas. Checks in the mail.
Thank you, Thomas. I'm joking. Thank you.
So I think it was a good year in terms of that. Not necessarily maybe on the amount of games. While there was a lot, I think for me, what the biggest change that I'm seeing in Wargaming is that we're getting better components, we're getting better artwork, we're getting better accessibility into war games this year than we did in the previous years. So I'm seeing good trends begin, which is really cool to see.
Yeah. And some great stuff coming out in the not just last year, but last year or so. That mechanics.
Yeah, I think as we've talked about, and we've talked to designers about this, games take anywhere between 3 to 5 years to be released.
Yeah.
Once they get introduced to Gene and Gene okays it, they got to go through this whole cycle, development cycle, art cycle, shipping cycle, blah, blah, blah. It's 3 to 5 years. So these games that are coming to us today have been around for 3 to 5 years already. And the reason they're getting better and better components, and I hate to say it, is because we've been doing this show for 5 years and we were yelling and screaming, you guys have got to do a better job. You remember that, Ruff?
Yes.
We were saying that every week. You guys have got to do a better job.
Yes, I love this comment. Those mounted maps are awesome for the forest.
They are awesome. They're
and I'm reading. I was reading sorry to stop your flow, just about the mounted maps before I forget, because I'm getting on a bit. I read a thread in Facebook about mounted maps, and it's really split down the middle. People can't abide them. People love them.
Among wargamers.
Wargamers. It was on a Wargame thread talking about mounted maps.
Okay.
I can't remember which Facebook channel it was, but yeah, I love them. A, because I just love them. Don't have to get the plexi out, and B, for videoing. But that's selfish, being a YouTuber. But yeah, sorry, Jester. Off you go.
That's all right. That's all right.
No, I agree with you.
We've been talking about this for years and years. We've also talked about getting some new mechanics coming in. You can start to see new designs coming in with Wolfpack. One, that takes some Euro designs and kind of melds it with, wargaming theory, as we'll say. We have other designers that are also incorporating some things. There's getting some more crossover games. We've been yelling and screaming about this stuff for 3, 4, 5 years. So we're starting to see it now. And I think, as you said, it's tending up. I think this year, and Wargaming was above average. For regular Eurogaming, I'm saying it was either average or below average, because there were some huge failures that came out in 2024. I mean, games that cost $500 to $600 that nobody likes, and I'm like,
which ones are you talking? War games?
No, I'm talking about Euro games.
Euro games, right?
I'm saying Wargaming did really good compared to other, and that actually might be good for us. Other avenues not working out as well. More people might come and try Wargaming. Maybe they'll try like Undaunted Stalingrad and try a crossover game or whatever.
See, Ruff,
sorry.
I agree. Even though he's the better half of,
we'll grab him. We'll drag him to the
with
dark side. We'll get him. Like we got you with solo games. We'll get that. We'll get him.
Well, we did play. I introduced him to Atlantic Chase, and he does like it.
There you go. But that's unlike any war game, isn't it? Like your Hex and Country thing. It's traditional, which we all love. But yes, maybe he's thingy is peaked and wants to try something else.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of kerfuffle about the games that came out in 2024 that aren't playable. And I'm not talking about war games. I'm talking about Euro games, Ameritrash. I'm talking about these. Yeah. And I think this is we're going to start to see the death of Kickstarter. I believe this because more and more people are getting screwed over by Kickstarter. And, you're spending, back in the day, it was like $50, $60, $80 to kickstart something. You get a little bit of extra stuff on it. Now you're talking $500, $600, $800 for these games now. And they're online now, like a month later, and you can pick them up for like $80, the whole shebang for like $80. Because people don't want them. I just absolutely don't want them anymore.
I tell you what, I won't use Kickstarter. Something about it I don't like. But GameFound I use, and I only use it for companies I know, like Awakening Realms, like Lock and Load. Oh, cheers!
Here he goes.
Man, he has done it more today than I think the whole year combined.
Well, how do you mean to go on? Oh, right. Thank you, Jonathan. Thanks for stopping by.
Have a good walk.
So, yes, I mean...
do we want to go over the rules for our 10-game challenge? Or do you want to wait on that?
Well, whatever you do, or do you want to do some stuff now, get it out of the way, and then spend the rest of the
time? It's up to you. I'm flexible. Whatever you want to do, Ruff.
I agree with that, Ruff, though.
Well, get it out of the way. Mm-hmm. Off you go, then.
Oh. Okay. So I have Ruff, you prompted me to remember.
This is Nate's notes. We haven't got a picture anymore.
You prompted me to remember a book that I got to go through when I was in grad school. And when you were talking about how the American South kind of still has a little bit of Englishness in it. Yes. And particularly, I told you that there's some areas here in the South that people still talk about or still talk with an English accent. It's very, very little, but there are still areas. And this book it's one of the most fascinating books I had ever gone through. It's called Albion Seed, 4 British Folkways in America. And it's about looking how that different sections of England in particular, but the whole British Isles and in general, of how you can see more or less the translation of the culture of that area, the culture, the way that people talk and the way that people communicate, the way that people think about life and think about like their role in society and their relationship with God and things like that, and how that translates from that section of England to a particular section of the United States. So if you want to understand from like a British perspective or a European perspective of why is it that the United States acts and thinks in a certain way, this book is amazing for understanding that.
Yeah, it's our fault. Yeah.
It is your fault. Yeah. But David Hackett Fisher, this is an amazing book. And I cannot recommend it enough, of looking at sort of the culture of England and how that got imported into what's now the United States. Mm-hmm.
I find that a very interesting topic. I don't know if I could read about it. I would love to watch a video on it, but I don't know if I could read a book on it. But that stuff is really interesting to me. I really think that stuff is cool. And
I don't know if there is a documentary on it. I'll have to find out.
That'd be good. I mean, I know there's you had a load of influx of immigrants from all over the world coming to America, but Britain, I think, was one of the, not the first, or the main ones, were they? You know, the British immigration first started with the Mayflower.
Yeah, I mean,
The Vikings, if you want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but
I mean, here in North America, there's the British, the French, the Spanish, the Dutch, the Swedes got here.
they're always turning up.
Danes got here. Yeah, but mainly, it's kind of interesting how that you look at all of North and South America, and it's more or less one giant experiment. If you take Britain and impose its ideas and cultures on North America, and Spain and Portugal and impose its culture and ideas on Latin and South America, and see which one does better. And we could see, economically at least, that Britain's ideas produced a much more prosperous economically society. But
what's happening? What happened there is happening over here in my country. Somebody's trying to impose another sort of Anyway,
well, what's interesting is that if you go back to, let's say, like the 16th century, you would have been forgiven to think that the future of America was Spain and Portugal, because all of the biggest economic drivers of the New World was the conquistadors and all of the Spanish and Portuguese mines that were in Central and South America, and British North America was exceedingly poor, very poor. But the fascinating thing about it is that most of the people that came across outside of slavery, of those that were imposed to come here, but speaking about those that freely came to the New World, the vast majority of those were indentured servants. And they came here on a contract, and they lived and worked. And then in particular, like a place like South Carolina, that once they finished their indentured servitude, they immediately became a citizen, and they were given land, and they immediately became a voter. So all of a sudden they had a permanent stake in the prosperity of that place that they had just come.
that didn't happen anywhere else in the world, did it? I mean, it's a brilliant. Well, God bless them. God bless America. Yes, mind you, indentured servitude was just a few little steps up from the other S.
Right.
But at least at the end there's light at the end of the tunnel there, and you can do your 5 years or whatever it is you signed up for, and then you become part of the country, which is
and you have not only are you part of it, but you have a place, and you're able to. That's true. That is true. But when we look at like how the culture of America came to be,
they wouldn't allow you, Rob. All right.
That Albion Seed book is fascinating.
Yes,
to look at how even today, 300 years, 500 years after the colonial days had begun, but 300 years, 250, I should say, since the United States became independent, that still we're very much British. We're still very much English and Scottish and Welsh and Irish here. And like, for instance,
they've all integrated, but they still keep their motherland identity, which is how it should be. That's how it should be. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way. But there you go. That's life. But yes, much admiration for our cousins across the pond. I'm going to end up there. I can tell you, in my dribbling bath chair state, I'm going to end up over in the US of A, in America, and spend my dotage there and annoy everyone. Would be great.
You're always welcome, Ruff. You're always welcome.
Yeah, come on over for sure. For sure. German almost became the official language, which is interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, we do miss Liz.
Oh,
yeah.
Possibly.
All right. Do you want me to go next, Rob, or you want to go?
I'll go next because I enjoy your bit. I think that's a good end to it.
Okay.
So yes, 4th of January, history today. 46 BC, Julius Caesar fights Titus Labienus in the Battle of Ruspina, which is in this big box, which Nate has now got. So
Hail Caesar.
Huh?
Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar, yeah. Oh, Kaiser, Hail Kaiser, depending how you want to pronounce it.
Or Czar.
Yes. So that was today. 871. The Battle of Reading took place in the county of Berkshire, or as you would say, Berkshire. It followed an invasion of the then Kingdom of Wessex by an army of Danes. The Saxon forces retreated, allowing the Danes to continue their advance into Wessex. Much of King Alfred's 28-year reign was taken up with this Danish conflict. See, they all say they're all love and peace over there in the Scandinavia. No, they were terrible in days of yore.
Yeah, they're bad.
Terrible. Worse than us. 1642. King Charles I, accompanied by 400 soldiers, attempts to arrest 5 members of Parliament for treason, only to discover the men had been tipped off and fled. The English Civil War started shortly afterwards.
Ooh.
And also about that, in 1649, the English Civil War, the Rump Parliament votes to put King Charles I on trial. In September 1648, so we go back a little bit, at the end of the Second English Civil War, the Long Parliament was concerned with increasing radicalism in the New Model Army. Now, if you want to see some of that, To Kill a King is a great look at that, how it's getting more corrupted. The Long Parliament began negotiations with King Charles I. The members wanted to restore the king to power, but wanted to limit the authority he had. That's his problem. Charles I conceded militia power, among other things, but he later admitted that it was only so he could escape. That peed them off. That got up their nose. The New Model Army wanted to prevent Parliament from agreeing on this thing called the Treaty of Newport to reinstate Charles I, while Presbyterian and moderate elements within Parliament were inclined to continue negotiations. The army was impatient with Charles. I think they'd already decided what his fate was. Thomas Fairfax, by issuing a command to Commissary General Ireton, organised a military coup in 1648. Ireton intended to dissolve this Long Parliament, but was persuaded to purge it instead. He then ordered Colonel Thomas Pride to prevent the signing of this Treaty of Newport. This is known as Pride's Purge. And between the 6th and 12th of December, Pride, supported by 2 regiments, prevented 231 known supporters of the treaty from entering the house, imprisoning 45 for a few days. The remaining 3 members then became this Rump Parliament, who were all for getting the king tried. Rump, yes, I know rump means the back end of a mammal, but it also means the sort of remnants. It means an old word for remnants. So it's the remnant parliament from the Long Parliament. So, yeah, very complicated. So you see why I love the English Civil War. 1762. Here we go again. Great Britain declares war on Spain, which meant the entry of Spain into the 7 Years' War. We can't stop, we couldn't stop. And then we're going to whiz forward to 1940. The first flight of the Fairy Fulmar. A weird-looking thing, as you'll see in a minute. The Fairy Fulmar is a British carrier-borne reconnaissance aircraft fighter, which was developed and manufactured by aircraft company Fairey Aviation. It is named after the northern Fulmar, a seabird native to the British Isles. The Fulmar served with the Royal Navy's Fleet Air Arm during Second World War. Let's see if I can get a picky poo up about that. Let me make it a little bit bigger. It's an original photo, so yes, it's going to be a little bit blurry. Make your joke
get
now.
your big magnifying glass.
Get it out.
Well, you know, I would like to show it off on my screen, but yeah.
There we go. Weird looking thing, isn't it? With this thing at the back here, this stuff going on here. That's weird, but yes. Yeah, everybody makes the jokes. But that was an aircraft carrier. Looks too big, doesn't it, to be an aircraft carrier plane? But there we go. That's the Fulmar. And oops, come here.
My understanding, it wasn't very good though.
It was okay. It was soon disbanded, and I think Thomas will be more into it. Yeah, the longback beast. Yes, it's got a weird look to it. The longback beast.
Yeah.
And 1944, World War II, of course, Operation Carpetbagger, involving the dropping of arms and supplies to resistant fighters in Europe, begins. I dare say that might be included in that game you've just got, Nate. Might be
this one.
Yes, I don't know. I'm wanting to get it, but as you'll see when we talk about what we're doing next this year, might not cost me a fortune. And lastly, 1944, a strike by American aircraft based at Tarawa Atoll lays mines in the channel at Jaluit, forcing Japanese shipping to cease use of the atoll's lagoon and the withdrawal of most of Japanese seaplanes there. So, lots going on.
Mm-hmm.
Lots going on in the old English Civil War, but there we are.
Too bad, yeah.
It's good.
Not too bad.
All right, Chester.
All right. Let me share my screen with you again.
Yes. And you'll find out later. Right.
We're doing number 80 down to 71, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Last week we saw Conflict of Heroes of Storm, the first one. This is the second one. This is Kursk in 1943. Pretty good-looking game. I think this is a classic. I love it. And I don't know why people don't like to show it off and play it. I think it looks great. Look at that. Artwork is awesome.
Is that game now have miniatures in it?
No, not that I know of.
No, that's the whatchamacallit, because they did a version 2 of it, didn't they? Or second edition of it.
They did a second and they did a third edition. So maybe in the second or third edition. I could be wrong. But
maybe that's why you keep bringing out editions and people go, oh, crikey. Well,
I mean, that could be a thing too. And then other people go, well,
it does look good.
What's wrong with the edition if they keep re-releasing it?
Yeah. It was wrong in the first place. And they're
I think it's a
bringing out things.
Tactical game.
They're not known for bringing out things quickly. They take yonks to bring them out to iron out all the problems.
Right.
So,
we're talking about what year? 2009. So this is way before they had any issues. This is like when they first started making games. And I always like
it. But it has its fans. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, great looking counters, and they're big, like pre-rounded. You punch them in, punch them out.
Yeah, they did the what do they call it? The thing will make who goes first initiative. I think they used chits, didn't they?
79, Star Trek Ascendancy, 2016.
Oh.
I'm not sure much about this one. I don't own it. I don't play it. So we'll move on.
I feel like we've seen this one before.
Wasn't that was on last week's? Because that's on the game. That was on a.
That might be. Maybe it got moved down. It could be. We got the Hunters, which I think last week we saw the Hunted, right?
Yeah.
So this week we see the Hunters. Very similar game. It's submarine combat.
Yeah, I won't buy the Hunted. I'm gonna set it up, throw a couple of dice, and get sunk. No, I don't.
It's a harder version. So if you like it, some people like challenges, so you might want to look at that.
Maybe, it's the only one I haven't got.
The Civil War, 1861, 1865.
Oh man.
I don't know much about that one,
other
than oh my god, look at the stack of these counters.
What you going on, man? For
oh man, I'm going to cause some controversy if I see what's
in
my head.
This is what we're here for.
I cannot stand this game.
Pray tell.
Stuka Joe's going to hate me, but
Does Stuka like it?
It's his favorite game. I think he's got like 4 copies of it.
We're
gonna upset somebody. Upset one of the biggest influencers, and
I'm sure he's not going to have a video talking about you or anything. Don't worry about it.
That's right. I have played this game. I've tried. I have really tried. I can't get into it. Like it's just I don't like it. It bores me to death. Like when you if I get my words out right, the dice differentials.
You're agitated.
Game that I played, there never was enough of a differential to do hardly anything. And so, I mean, I remember once that my several people that friends of mine that we got together one summer to play this, and half of our summer playing this was ones and twos dice differentials. Like we were just bored, hours and hours and hours of rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling and only getting ones and twos differentials. And it was finally at some point we're like, let's just chuck this and move on. Yeah. New show feature.
Yeah,
Nate.
Yeah. This is great. We know now you're settled into the chair of the War and Bite, because you're now putting your own take on this. Not frightened to say maybe controversial things. Maybe Stuka will, start sending a bit of hate mail your way. I don't know, but no, seriously, this is what.
Look, the mailman just showed up. Oh, wait,
no, this is it. If everybody liked everything the same,
if the doorbell rings and you have two guys standing there in black suits, Nate, just shut the door. Just shut the door.
This is why I love this and why I do, and the people that support it and play our hobby. It's fantastic.
Number 76, we're moving on. Aliens Abyss 2012 from GMT. Vukorenki, you might have heard of him. 1 to 4 players. Game 1 of the coin system.
Oh, is it the first one? Yes.
The
And then Cuba Libre was next, wasn't it? I think.
Kind of an interesting theme.
Yes, Cuba Libre was 2. Yes, very interesting theme. It's all about the drug trafficking down in in Colombia.
Yeah,
and you're trying to prevent that from happening.
No, you're not the only one, Cardboard.
No,
I mean, I've got Red Dust Rebellion because it's sci-fi, and I love my sci-fi, so I'm going to give it a go.
So it's number 76, 75.
Yeah, they're all going for it.
Oh, look at this. The game Tony was playing.
Yeah.
It's fire.
Have you noticed how Tony is distancing himself from the hoi polloi? Us lot. He's going straight to the designers.
He's
going there.
Bypassed us. He's moved on to bigger and better things, I guess.
He's like the Rifleman, the old Chuck Connors black and white series where they turn their back on him. That's Tony ripping off our epaulets and turning his back on us, breaking our sword. No, good luck to him. But this is one of the things I want to talk about as well. I can't wait for this. This is what I'm looking forward to getting.
Number 74, Time of Crisis, the Roman Empire in turmoil, Nate. 235 to 284 AD.
Yep. Crisis of the 3rd century. This is it's a horrible 50-year period.
Wow, look at that. There's a lot going on there.
Why? Because lots of wars and bloodshed, or just because it was boring?
Tons of civil wars, tons of barbarian incursions, and 50 different emperors either proclaimed or usurpers, just chaos.
Yeah,
all right, Mike. All right, yeah.
73, Navajo Wars. This is by Joel Topman. I think it's part of his Comancheria. Is this similar to the Comancheria? Yeah. Solitaire? Yeah, 1 to 2 players.
Yeah, I think it is. Again, I just want to get into that. I don't know why I don't know why it hasn't appealed greatly to me. I know Tony likes it as well. Yeah.
Looks good. I mean,
it's the subject.
I got the new one I'm going to try out this year.
Yeah. That Comanchero, the other one.
Yeah.
I just
never. For me, I've never really been interested in American Western.
I do, and that's why I don't. But it's not, is it? It's not Shadows of Brimstone, which is me and Mike. We love our Shadows of Brimstone.
Yeah. Number 72 is just X-Wing. Looks like Tactical air combat with X-Wings, basically.
Which I think they discontinued this recently.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, they discontinued a couple of games. Armada was one of them, and I think X-Wing was the other one that Fantasy Flight had discontinued.
That's one of their biggest things, I would have thought, X-Wing. There's still people that play have conventions of X-Wing, don't they?
Yep.
Strange.
All right, last one on the list for today is going to be another one of the coin games. It is Liberty or Death, the American Insurrection.
It's a great map.
Yes,
it is.
I
think it's Tony's favorite looking map. Yeah.
Because it's, again, the American Revolution, which is another sort of interest of mine. Yes, maybe.
Yeah, it is a good looking map, and I really want to try this one again this year in 2025. So maybe I'll get around to doing that in my goals for 2025.
Is the American Revolution one of your favorite things because you enjoy losing, Ruff?
Good job I can take a joke, isn't it? Good job us Brits can take a joke. No, it's, again, because we're involved. It's like North Africa. I love North Africa because we're involved. And, you know, the Western Front, you know, we're involved in that. It's
That was not nice.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Bless my heart.
So do you want to do the
bless your heart
10-game challenge information now?
Yes, of course. I'm just going through because we've got 80. It's dropped a bit now. We were getting up to Aardwolf numbers. Mm-hmm. It was going crazy.
Yeah, we can't do that. We can't do that.
That's brilliant. Thank you, everyone.
We'll in one day.
All right, so we're going to have a lot of the same rules as previous, but there's going to be 3 different changes this year based upon feedback from people. Just hearing what you have to say. 2 of these are going to be positive, and 1 is going to be kind of a new goal that we're adding to the challenge. So some people will like it, some people might not like it, but here we go. All right, and we will be posting this online, obviously, but we're going to introduce it. Number 1, you must put your list of 10 games on our Facebook group by January 19th. If you don't do Facebook, just email it to me or Ruff or Nate, and we will post it for you. So I am absolutely this year. Yeah. I'm going to create a master Excel sheet of everyone's entry because of something that'll be coming later. But I will be keeping track of everyone's entries this year.
Bear in mind that's the day after the end of the year show. So if you see the end of the year show, you know you've got to have it in by the day after.
Yes. So you have to be. We're giving you an extra day. You can post it with us on the 18th. If you choose not to, or you can't be at that show, you can post it the next day. But you must do it by January 19th. If you do it January 20th, sorry, you lose. You have plenty of time. So that's one of our requirements.
So start thinking about it now if you haven't already. Start thinking about it now.
Start thinking about it now. Number 2, very simple. You must complete all games by the end of the year. Very simple. You can't go until the next show. It doesn't go into January next year. By the end of the year, 2025, you have to have your 10 games done. All right? Very simple stuff. Most of this stuff we've already talked about for years and years. Number 3.
We are getting more organized.
Each game you complete must be posted on Facebook because every month I'm going to be outlining every game that has been completed on everyone's challenge because, again, you'll see why here in a minute. But every game that you complete must be posted on Facebook. Again, if you don't do Facebook, that is completely fine. I have my email address. Nate's got his. Ruff has his. If you email us a picture, we will post it for you. We'll be more than happy to do that.
Yeah, if you're not on Facebook, and the only reason I'm on Facebook is because of this malarkey we do, the wargaming stuff. So if you just go on it just to do that, you can block people. But I'm also on X if you want to do that. If you send me pictures, I'm on there as Rough Swordsman. So send pictures and I can forward them on to Jester. So there's ways and means, or emails, as Jester said. Just send the photos and I can forward them on and they'll get posted. Sorry, right.
All right, so number 4 is new this year based upon feedback. So the last couple of years, we've gotten feedback that, oh, we're supposed to create a list of 10 games. And for, some of the games we don't want to play halfway through the year. Some of the games aren't released that we put on the list. So this year, we're giving you guys a break on this. All right. We're going to open it up a little bit, make it a little easier because we want people completing this challenge. So this year, now this might not stay, but for this year in 2025, you can start with 12 games on your list. So you will have 2 substitutions that you can put into your list. You're going to have a list of 10 games and then 2 substitutions in case you want to change out one of those 10 games. Does that make sense?
No. So the 10 games isn't definitive then. You can put 12 on.
No,
Yes.
10 games is not, yes, it's not definitive. You have your 10 games and then you have 2 substitutes. So we're giving you an opportunity to have 2 extra games.
Which you must play 10 of.
And you must play 10 of these games. You can't change in other games in and out. We're giving you an opportunity this year to include 12 games on your list for the 10-game challenge.
Fair enough, Koi. That's fine. That's not going to be a problem, is it? No. As you'll
Don't own a game, it won't be on my list. So we're gonna try, based upon feedback. It's too hard to do 10 for 10, so we're making it 12 for 10 in this year only. All right, we'll see how it goes.
Oh, not that one.
All right. So basically, what we want is we want you to come up with a list of 10 games.
Hold on.
And then I want you to come up with 2 subs, just in case you don't want to do any one of those 10 games. You can sub in and out. Okay. Yep. Any questions on that? Let us know in the chat.
Well, there we go. What's he saying? Thomas is getting confused.
You post your 12 games. You're going to post your 10 games and your 2 subs. So you're going to post your 12 games. Yes.
So what you're saying is you can post more than you need to play.
Correct.
So that's good. That's good.
William, the Facebook group is called Tack Up Wargaming, and Ruff.
While you're talking, I will put a Dewberry What's Name linky thing in the chatty poos.
All right, number 5.
Let me just.
You must play. This is based upon feedback again. We've talked about this. This is open-ended. You must try to complete one scenario or give it an honest try. If you set the game up and you read the rule booklet and you can't figure out how to take a first turn, at least you gave it a try by setting up a game. That is acceptable. We will take that. That is fine. Okay. What we don't want you to do is go, oh, I played this game because I looked at the rule booklet for 5 seconds and I put it away. That's not fair to everyone, right? As long as you give it an honest try in your heart, right? In your heart, if you feel you gave it an honest try, check it off the list. We're fine with that. Right, guys?
Yeah, we're all honorable people here.
Right.
Yes, Edward.
Okay. Now, number 6 is going to be new this year. Number 6.
Of course it is, Stephen.
It's going to be new for you guys because we think having the challenge and challenging yourself to play 10 games is not enough. No, it's not. You're going to be challenging other people now this year. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving away bonus points for the first people that complete the challenge. The first 3 people that complete the challenge is going to get a bonus point at the end of the year. What are bonus points, you ask? Remember, at the end of the year,
worth
put your name in the hat.
Sorry.
To draw out the prizes, you're going to get 2 entries in the hat, so you can win twice as much, or you have a better chance of winning.
So this is not like the old Whose Line Is It Anyway show where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
No.
Yeah, it's just having good fun.
Right.
Yeah, so bonus points are for the awards we give out, which we're going to be giving out awards and prizes in a couple weeks from people that completed it in 2024. If you complete your challenge in 2025, you'll be entered into the drawing to win stuff at the end of next year. If you're one of the first 3 people that complete this challenge, you will get a second entry into the award. So this way, not only are you playing against yourself,
I think you're losing people. The amount of people watching now has now dropped by 50%. So it's make it a bit more upbeat. Let's do a dance, tell a joke, make it lighthearted.
Number 7, and this is the last one. We're going to give you a bonus point.
That's the one, Coy.
If 2025 is your first time you're completing the challenge. So if you completed the challenge before, you will not earn a bonus point. But this is to inspire new people to get into the challenge and try it out and play and have a good time with it. So if 2025, Nate, is it going to be your first time?
It will be.
So you will earn a bonus point if you complete the challenge.
I don't think I'm going to be eligible to get the free games, though, at the end of the year.
The bonus points are double entries. Yes, you get a double entry if you complete the challenge first. Any other questions before we move on?
Yes. Yes, Mike.
You have a question.
Any other questions? So we will be posting this on the Facebook group.
I've gone mute. The Mrs. Ruff wants to ask a question. I'll just make sure I can actually repeat it before I just carry on.
Okay.
It all makes sense to me.
I hope it makes sense. It's not like rocket science. It's just to have fun and be inspired to play more games and to challenge yourself and push yourself to get it done correctly and get it done on time and have a good time while you're doing it.
Correct.
It's not, this is not the end of the world. If you can't do it, if you can't complete it, if you don't want to participate, it's not the end of the world. We have 3 or 4 or 5 prizes at the end of the year we give away to people. And if you don't give 2 craps about the stuff that we give away, then you don't need to participate in the challenge.
Right. Look, I don't know why she doesn't keep out of this, but she has to put her 10 cents in, as you guys say. So she's saying that you put the 12 games in at the start. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. You might put a game in that hasn't come out yet, hoping that the game comes in.
Right.
But if it doesn't come in, what happens then?
Then you have your subs. You have your subs.
Hold on, no, sorry, no, I'm misquoting. What?
If you put all 12 in at the beginning of the year, and then a brand new game comes out.
Oh, I see. What she's doing is, shiny. You put your 12 in, and then another game comes out, and you think, I want that on my list. No, you can't put it on your list because you didn't put it in there.
No, you can't add anything to your list.
You go,
if something shiny is going to come out in 2025, you have to know this ahead of time and put it on your list.
Put it on the list, hoping it comes out. Yes.
Hoping it comes out. That's why we're giving you 12 as opposed to 10.
Yeah.
The problem was people were putting things on their 10 list and they weren't coming out and they were getting screwed. So we are letting you put 12 games down. So if one of your games doesn't come out in 2024, 25, you don't screw yourself. Yeah.
Yes, Mike, we are in a business meeting.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're gonna. He hasn't got the. What's the point? The thing everybody uses to put their stuff up on the screen.
I get my little laser pointer out.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. But
if
there's a game coming out, if there's a game coming out that's not out, but you want to think, I want to play that, you put it on your list. If it comes out, you can play it, one of your 10. If it doesn't, tough doodahs.
I had an issue last year where one of my games on my list was discovered to be a missing piece and thus was unplayable. If you tried to play it again and you gave it an honest effort and there's pieces missing or the rules are missing and you can't play it, it's not your fault. We'll still accept it. No, you cannot make house rules.
No, Mike, we will.
All right, so we will post this online. I will have a master Excel sheet that I'm going to have because I'm going to keep track of who's completing all their games. and that we'll be able to monitor how many people have got their games, and so you can know how you're doing for that extra bonus point.
Can somebody
Can someone win more than one prize? That is a great question, and no, you can only win one prize at the end of the year.
And here's another great question. Not there. Sorry, Edward. Charles. Yeah. They will be coming out
There is no errata for these rules.
The competition.
I don't do errata. You should know that, Edward. Come on now.
Oh, cricket! Stop. Cricket is not. This is far less complex than cricket.
If you want to see a master Excel sheet, I could show you my top 100 games of all time sheet.
Yeah, but
I think it would blow your mind away, though.
You're weird. That's a good point, Mike. Don't put people off.
You're supposed to do it so that people want to participate. I'm not sure what we're doing to not let people try to participate. What are we doing? It's not that complex. It's follow these rules and play games. That's it.
Just as a caveat, you can see that me and Nate
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, we didn't have anything input in this, so
yeah. If I asked for their input, they would. I could have emailed them all week, and they wouldn't have gotten back with me. So.
Mine would have been play 10 games. Let us know what they are, and we'll put you into anyway. Oh, look!
Yes, you start playing after the 19th. Anything before the 19th, don't be Tony and play games ahead of time. It doesn't count.
Oh, yeah. Well, E4, he's always on your side. He loves it. Yes.
E4 Airman is one of the smartest guys we have in chat, obviously.
And, yeah, I don't know. He's great. I love him.
Easy peasy. Play 10 games, have fun. That's pretty much the thing. But
that's what I said.
People go, oh, I want to change games out. No, you can't change games. Well, why can't I change a game? Well, you see what it says right there? Number one, you must put your list on the Facebook group.
Plus, it's not like as if that we're limiting everyone to you are only allowed to play 10 games for the whole year, and that's it. Like, if you want to play a game that's not in your list because it's new, go ahead and play it. Go ahead and post it. It doesn't.
We're not communist China, you know. There's no. We haven't got little cameras in your houses.
That's right. I mean, if you want to play it, go play it. Go post it online so everyone can see it. It doesn't mean it's going to count for the competition. But go play it. Just go play it. Go have fun. This is a hobby. This is not a job.
I do 12 games and play 10 of them. There you go.
I like that. I like that. Pick 12 because things and tastes change as the year goes on.
Right.
So, yeah, I like that. But basically, pick 12 games, play 10 of them, job done. If you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. If you want to play other stuff, play it.
Can we have an example of
it? They're not taking you seriously, Chester. You need to put a bit of stick about.
Yeah, we need a playbook for this.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The reason I do this is the reason there's rules is because of you guys. You're the guys that are posting in our Facebook group. Well, can I change out games? Can I do this? Can I do that? Like we went through the rules
last
year, and nobody paid attention. So.
Yeah, that's not cricket, Tim. That's not cricket.
All right, moving on. Ruff, what do we got?
Well, we're just talking about things that we want to do. Apart from the 10, we're not talking about the 10 or 12 that you're going to play. You have a bit of time to think about that and post that. They can post that whenever, can't they?
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be done by the 19th.
Correct.
So if you know what you're going to play, your 12 games.
So 11:59 p.m. on January the 18th of January.
I'm sure there'll be some people trying to squeeze it in at the last minute.
It'll be locked. Oh dear, I love you guys. Why not? Yeah, I know that's the lovely thing about it. We know we're going to do that anyway because that's who we are. We're having fun, so it doesn't take issue with it.
So, Ruff, what is our
I guess what you're telling me is in September or October, when people start posting on our Facebook group and questions about this, I should just ignore them at that point, right? Is that what we're going to be doing?
Yeah, you just say pick 12 games, play 10 of them. Shut up and get on with it.
I'm going to clip that and I'm going to post that on the Facebook group. And you know I will. So
and that will come back and bite me in the bum, I dare say. Yeah. But anyway, what we're talking about today is not specifically the games. Start thinking about them now. Is what your plans are for playing war games, how you're going to play them. Have you got any plans to sort out what you're doing, what your goals are, what you're going to be buying, what you're thinking of buying? I mean, I can start this off. I'm really looking forward to, and I think it's coming out next month, is the Fields of Fire Deluxe. Nate, solitaire game you need to get. It is complex. It is beautiful. It is one of again, completely different thing. Watch Tony's watch Tony with one of the designers of the sort of developers of the because it was designed by
Russ. If you get it, I'll play it with you on Vassal, like do a Friday night fight thing.
It's a solitaire game.
I'll still play it with you.
I tell you what, though, we have played it cooperatively, haven't we, Jester, with Tweed? Yeah. So you can play it. You can take a platoon each. So we'll do that. Okay. Yeah, we'll maybe sort something out. I think you'll love it. It's great. But that's what I'm looking for.
Schedule time to do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Another thing is while it's on me, is another one of my goals is to play more games face to face. I know it's got to be on Vassal or Tabletop Simulator, but I am like Jester, mainly a solitaire player, but when I play face to face, the fun we have, with Tony or with Mike and you guys, with Wolfpack or Tank Duel, or even Eldritch Horror, we were playing with Patrick, and that it was great. It's great fun. The amount of forward and back and Mickey taking and all that, like everybody does here on the show, is is what makes it fun. I've had great fun tonight. Everybody sort of ribbing everybody else. It's brilliant. So that's another one of my goals. What about you guys?
Well, for me, I actually have mine written down.
You can tell you're a teacher. I'm a tutor.
Yeah, that's right.
We work on the fly.
So I put together a list of, I had three main goals, and one was to play newer games that I'm getting. So some of the new games that I think are going to be out this year are, well, I know that like the game Congress of Vienna from GMT, that should be coming out here relatively soon. Also Thunderbolt.
Yes,
I'm hoping that comes out this year. I want to play that. The new Rome Incorporated, the solo Rome, late Roman Empire. I know that is coming out, I think, in January. And Roma Victrix from Compass, that should be coming out here this year. So those are the sort of the new games that are on my radar for this year. But then I did put together a long list. I won't bore you with the how many are on here, but I wanted to play at least, and this is probably going to be part of my 10 game challenge, is backlog games. And to get into, like, these are games that I've kind of have played already, so I understand, but I'm kind of with Tony in that I want to get deeper into the games that I already have and that was one of the things that I really liked about, I keep saying again and again, Death in the Trenches, that the more that I played it, the more it
you got out of it. The more you got out of it. Yeah.
And so I had a long list there, but then also one of the other bigger goals is I want to play the sort of bigger campaign games. So I'm talking like Axis Empires Ultimate Edition. I want to play.
Oh, that is a core. Is that one of your 10 games?
It probably will be.
Is that start to finish?
Start to finish.
Good grief, you'll be doing that for a year and a half. But Mike's up for it.
I want to play. I want to play the big campaign of Knock Paris. I think that would be really cool to play that as well.
It's good fun. It's good fun.
But
we didn't get through it because it's only. But we started it off. The run to Paris. It was good fun.
Right. Or another one is I do want to play. I'm hoping to get relatively soon. I want to get Red Strike from VUCA, and I want to go through that and see if I can get through maybe the campaign. So yeah, this is some of mine. Just quick thing. What mine are?
No, that's cool. Jester, what do you think?
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I mean, I got so many goals. I don't know. We could probably spend a 2-hour show just
Just cut them down. You know, we've been
all right. Number one, I'm going to be playing like you do. I'm going to be playing a lot more face to face. Jerry and myself, once a month, at least once a month, we're going to be playing different games, and we're going to try. We already got one scheduled, I think, for next Thursday already. So we got a new game. And I'm going to try and get 12 new games. I'm going to be smart about this. I'm going to be emailing Jerry, and I'm going to figure out what games he wants to play and what games I want to play. And I'm going to put them on my list for the 10-game challenge. Goal number 2 is, for the first time ever, and to get my bonus point, I'm going to try and complete my war game challenge in 2025. Yes, I've never actually completed the challenge either myself.
What?
I know, it's true, but it's hard.
He moans, makes these rules up, and never completes them. But
yeah, well, I mean, it's not like I get anything in return except for a bunch of shit from you all. So
you can tell he's getting irate. He uses 4-letter words all of a sudden.
Yeah. So that's a goal. I'm also, like Nate, I'm going to try and schedule some multiplayer 3 to 4 player games. I think one of the games we're looking at is the coin game. I keep forgetting the name.
Red Dust Rebellion.
Red Dust Rebellion. Thank you. I could keep forgetting that. I think that'd be great to sit down and play with 3 or 4 people. So I'm looking at like a few multiplayer sessions. And I know me and Phoenix Knight are going to be playing some, non-war game stuff. So I'm going to be doing a lot, and I'm talking a super lot, face to face. And I'm looking forward to doing that for sure. Another thing I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on playing several scenarios from a mission like Tony had talked about in Rough. Instead of just playing like one scenario and then putting it away and be done with it, maybe try to invest a little bit of effort and time into it this year.
It does take.
And the last thing, I have already made it is an 8 by 10 foot sign that says "Release Combat Commander," and I'm taking the sign and I'm putting it in the front lawn of GMT, and I'm going to stand there with the boycott flag until they freaking release Combat Commander. I've got a screenshot of Gene saying that he was going to release it. I got a screenshot in 2023, and he said it was going to be first quarter 2024. So I'm going to GMT's offices. I'm going to be planting a flag, and I'm going to say, I'm not leaving until you release the game. So,
PK,
nice.
See you in the future.
There you go. Nice. Retiring in February 7th.
Yeah.
Congratulations, sir. And thank you for your service, by the way.
I'm getting through it, E4. I'm getting through it. I'm enjoying it. But yes, that's the other thing is again, being a YouTube, that makes me sound like I'm something I'm not. But because I do videos, as I think I mentioned it a little while back, that before I put a video up, I want to do what Tony says, maybe do a slightly deeper dive into the game before I actually commit it to video. So I get a better understanding. And because I'm not faffing about with rules, I can always tell. Oh,
Mike's comment.
Mike, behave yourself.
Oh, that was probably the best one of the day. That got me. No, put up Eve's comment here. Yes, I want to try it. I really do. There we go. That I really want to try it.
Yeah, it's a big game. It's a big game.
It is,
and that might be your only game you put on your channel because it's that intense.
Yeah.
As you know, it's
and
the
box
biggest.
Is probably, I don't know if you got room in that closet for the box
of a war game.
Mm-hmm.
And I've played.
Hefty shell.
Eves has tried to teach me it as well. So, you know, at PunchCon, brilliant to meet him and played a few. And it's great. But
Yeah,
it's
I'm
a commitment. But
I'm
yeah, what I
excited
was
about
saying was, yes, and that's why I want to be more comfortable with the game before I actually commit it to video. So I enjoy it more when I'm playing it because I'm more comfortable with it, and and people that watch it are more confident that he's still making mistakes, but it's rough. You know, that's what I want to do is spend. So that might mean not so many videos, but the videos that come out, at least I'm happy with the game I'm playing because I'm comfortable with it, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than just learning the rules quickly, having a couple of turns play through and then videoing it and making
Right.
a ton of mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I will say, I think one of the things that I've learned now, the more that I've been in this hobby is I've moved beyond the I love everything and everything's wonderful, and you know, and I'm learning how I am as a war gamer and what kind of player I am, and I have done a lot of, you know, in the beginning it was sort of understandable. There's all these new games, so I want to, you know, move from experience to experience, you know, of getting all of these different wargaming experiences of different games and go from game to game to game to game. Except I'm finding that spending time and being patient and persevering through a game, you actually get, I think, a lot more enjoyment out of it. As opposed to move a couple of counters around, do a turn or two, and then put it away can be interesting and fun, but actually spending that time and resisting the temptation to put it away because I'm tired or whatever, or my feelings just aren't right for one day.
You're right. Yeah.
Pressing forward and I think you're gonna. I know for myself, the more times that I've pressed forward and have been patient on learning a game, of going through the rule book, of moving things around, of understanding what's going on, the more fun that I've had.
Yes, and that comes across if you're videoing, and that's what I'm saying is it's that making sure I understand the game is going to be better for me because I've done it before. I've played a game, done one scenario, put it away, and I'm thinking, I enjoyed that. Why have I put it away? Why don't I do another scenario? Why don't I carry on? Because there's another game waiting. And, you know, I've got this YouTube mentality. I'm going to try and stop that. I'm also going to try and not get so many games. I know, get so many games. I've got nowhere to put the bloody things. Look at what I've got. I've got more than enough to last me.
Yeah.
So, you know, I should just be pulling stuff out and playing it and enjoying it and hopefully transferring that enjoyment across to people watching it. So they go, you know what? That's a blooming good game. I think I'll get that. And that's got to be good for the hobby. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do, whether or not.
Well, and it's just I guess, a realization of that. It's the same thing with anything in life, that you can't experience it all. You cannot play every game that's out there. There's way too many. And there's way too many out there. There's way too many coming out every year that you cannot play them all. There's just not enough time. There's not enough time in life to play them.
I played 226, and you know how much I play. Like, I play every day, just about every single time, you know, 2 or 3 games a day. I only played 226 games. I literally have like over 200 games in my collection that I've never played. There's no way you can play that many games. I have 662 games in my collection. I only played 223 of them. So one of my goals is going to be to downsize big time this year. I'm going to be downsizing huge. I figure if it's not the money, it's not the cost, I would rather give games away to people for free if they would be playing it. I've got some of these games in this stack have never been played, and they've been sitting on my shelves for 5, 6, 10 years.
Yep. We've all got that. Yeah. And
I'm going to be downsizing. I'm going to be what I'm calling fine tuning my collection is what I'm going to be doing.
You've got to be like that.
it
I'm
bothers
looking forward to that though.
it has bothered me, is beginning to bother me a lot that I have games in my gaming closet that I store them all in that they just sit there and I don't play them. And I purchased them for a reason. And so I don't want to be a collector. I want to purchase them to play them. That's why I do it in the first place.
Yeah,
so,
and you're quite right. And it's silly because, you know, as a YouTuber, you think, oh, I've got to get the new stuff in because you've got to show the peeps all the new stuff.
mm-hmm.
But in the end, that just comes down on top of you and you end up showing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and let me tell you guys, if you're a collector, that's fine. If you're a game player, that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with either one of those.
Sure.
But I know for sure, like every one of these games that I have, I keep telling my wife how important they are to me and everything. And she says, the day you die, I am calling the dumpster and they're going to come to the house and I'm literally going to throw all your shit in the dumpster. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to call Tony and you're going to call Nate and they're going to rent you all and they're going to come down and get my stuff. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm throwing it all in the trash can because I don't care about it.
Yeah, Jester's pile of opportunity. There we go.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
That's. It is. I'm going to be. Yeah, I hate to say it. I'm going to be giving a lot of special deals out there this year for you guys, subscribers.
I know. I am shocked at that as well, E4. I mean, but you've got no say in the matter, have you? Because
what am I going to do about it?
Look down from above and just wag your finger. That's not going to make a difference.
I told her, I said I will come back and curse you the rest of your life. But she's not too worried about that.
Nordic. I think I've played about half of the games that I own, and I have 142 according to BGG. That's listed. So that's including like expansions and things like that. So I think I have probably about 130 in my collection, and I've probably played about half. And a lot of the ones that are yet to be played are the bigger campaign ones, like Axis Empires or the Pacific War game.
Another nutter there.
And like I love this hobby. I love seeing all the games that are coming out, and they all seem interesting. But I can't buy them.
Bill, bypass the vape and just give up. I wish I could. All right, just do that, mate, my friend. Sorry.
I'm saying I think for me of spending more time on the games that I own and
Viper Dave, me, man.
and spending more time with the games that I own and having the patience and perseverance to actually play them through and enjoy them, then I think I'll be a much happier gamer this year.
I think it's now getting a real. It's an annoying that I've got stuff stacked on this table. I can't put anything. I can't physically have any more games. Really, at the situation I'm in at the moment.
It is, but here's the thing, right? It's a great time to talk about it, but doing it is a different story because you realize, like January, they're going to be releasing Fields of Fire, which we're all going to get, and then Combat 3 is released, right? And then Combat Commander is released, and before you know it, by like the third month, we have like 8 new games coming in, and you're like, well, shoot, I said I was going to not get as many games this year, and that's just new games. I'm not even thinking about all the other ones. I know Legion's got a couple new games coming out this year that I want to get, and it's a never-ending struggle. It is really a struggle to prevent and stop yourself from buying new games.
Yeah.
It is an addiction. It is
FOMO. It is, Rob, you're so right. You know, if I don't get it, I will never be able to get it. And that's absolute nonsense.
Yes, it is a challenge because you always say, oh, I would like that game. Yeah, it looks interesting. I'm going to not get it. And then, like 3 months later, it's on sale. You're like, I got to get it. It's on sale. I mean, come on. It could be the last chance I get it.
I would say, though, I think it depends on when it comes to FOMO now. I feel it less because depending on the game and the company, like a GMT or Compass, you can still, even if you wait for quite a while, there's the BGG Marketplace, there's Noble Knight, there's plenty of other places that I've been able to go find older games that I haven't been able. I didn't buy when they came out at P500 or whatever. And so, but some companies like MMP, if you don't buy the OCS game when it comes out, then you're going to be spending, a zillion. Yeah. So,
but I mean, over here as well, I think Second Chance Games and tell me if I'm wrong, but they have a bit like Noble Knight where you can put your games in. They'll give you credit, and you can put that towards other games. So there's always a chance of you getting the new game if you chuck in a couple of games that you don't play or you don't like.
Sure.
So there's ways and means. It's just having the courage to do that. But it is getting to the stage now, and especially, at my time of life, money, it's an issue. It's getting a bit silly. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 pile of games there, 7 pile of games there, 7 pile of games there, some miniatures there. Back over there on my table that I video on, I've got a big pile of non-war games. It's getting crazy. Yeah, and it's affecting my health, mental health.
It is. It's a struggle. Put up William's question for me there, so I can. You seem to play more sports and fantasy games than war games, and I am. That's. We'll talk about that in a second. Do you playthroughs that you do reflect the number of games of the type that on your shelves? Yes. I'm about a 60% Euro Ameritrash, 20% sports, 20% wargaming, and I would say if you watch my top 100 games of all time, I talked about this at the beginning. For me, sports games in 2024 took a dive, and wargaming actually in 2024 took a big rise. All my war games were a lot higher on the list just because I played a lot more, thanks to you guys, every one of you guys, and had more fun with them than in the past. So maybe I'm over the hump. I know there was a couple years there that I just wasn't that excited to play them. So,
sure.
Everyone goes through cycles, ebb and flow and all that. But yeah, I do have a lot of Ameritrash and a lot of Euro games, but I have a lot of war games as well.
Yeah.
I pretty much have every single game GMT releases that I don't already own. If I already own it and it's a re-release, I don't pick it up, obviously. But I will for Combat Commander because I love that game. But
sure. I mean, I will say, to reiterate, it was mentioned before when we were talking about the rules for the challenge, but this is a hobby. This is something that we do because we enjoy. So it's not a job. So it's not like that we're going to, we have an evaluation coming next year from our supervisor. Did you get through all of your games this year?
Yeah.
Have you completed your collection of playthroughs? Obviously, that's not going to happen. But there is something to be said of that. I am thinking, I have been thinking through of purchasing less for me this year and being more thoughtful in my purchases, I should say, so that I can then spend more time in playing the games that I already own so I can enjoy those. And I love this hobby, and this is a fun hobby, but like I said earlier, I can't play every game that exists. It's just there's not enough hours in the day. There's not enough time in life to play everything.
I played, and I know I said this earlier, but I have 662 games according to Board Game Geek, and I played 226 this year. Okay, which is a lot of games. Everyone in the world would say that's a lot of games. I played 1 out of every 3 games that I own, which means 2/3 of my collection is sitting here on the shelf doing nothing right now.
Right.
And that's you having a room dedicated to what you do. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, as you know, I'm down the end of the living room lounge. What do you guys call this? The living room or the lounge?
Den.
The den, living room.
No, it's the living room with the telly and the sofas and all that. It's where, it's
the living room. Yeah.
The living room. But I'm down the other end of the living room. And I'm now taking over, and it's creeping up that way. And Mrs. Ruff is getting a little bit concerned shall we say?
Okay, so let me ask you this then, Ruff. Look at those games that are on your shelves. Which one are you getting rid of? What are you getting rid of?
This is it. I've got to play the blooming things first to see if I like them.
Are you going to play them and then
I'm
get rid of
going
them?
to try and play. This is another one. I'm going to try and play. I try and order less. I know there's things I want, but it's not going to be everything that comes out from everything. Like a bit like you know, everything from GMT. I'm going to try and. I think I'm going to cancel my Normandy one because that's over $100. And it's a huge game, and I'm never going to play the thing. You know, they're just small scenarios. Realistically, you know, if I want a bit of Normandy, I'll play Normandy. You know, and get my kick from that. You know,
Sure.
So I'm going to try and play what I've got, and the stuff will still dribble in. Yes, that's inevitable. But I'm looking here at these games: A Glorious Chance, Cruel Necessity, Storm of Steel, Thomas's games, sitting there, and I'm thinking, God, Wolfpack. You know, I'm thinking, why do I need to get any more?
Yep.
So
You got the Game of Drones, and you haven't even cracked the box.
Well, I haven't had a chance
box.
to do the thing. That's my next thing to do, is to make sure to get the unboxing. I enjoy unboxings. I know you either love or hate them, but I enjoy them. It gives me a chance. So I do them cold. Sure. I don't look at the thing and memorize the rule book before I do it. Sure. I do it cold so I can see the game. And I've got to do Thomas's Game of Drones, which I'm looking forward to. So yeah, there's tons of stuff, you know, tons. And I want to play a few more non-war games, even though there might be war games. You know, some of the Ameritrash stuff.
Right.
The stuff I've got coming in. What's that?
For shame.
I know.
Playing a non-war game. I mean,
but we do.
Boy.
Ask the chat who plays non-war games, and I would suspect a good amount of them would say, "Yeah, we play them." Yeah.
Man, you play non-war games. You play Mr. President. That's not a war game.
That's true. I'll put my hand up. That's true.
There you go.
You're playing a murder mystery game. That's not a war. Well,
that's true. That's true.
You know, so
see, we always forget, and then
and I love them, and it's you know,
I discovered what happened last year. What I had done is I purchased a number of these, I loved the idea of playing these big games, like I mentioned, Axis Empire, something like that. And I could see myself playing it, and I'm just there immersed in it. But then as soon as it comes in, it then just sits. And the reason I don't pull them out is the idea of the mental capacity that's going to be needed to actually work through it. And just the cognitive load that's going to be needed to learn like a 80-page rule book or whatever. And it seemed at the time throughout 2024, it was, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm going to play smaller games, which I did. And I enjoyed those. But I only played maybe one or two big campaign games over 2024, and I want to be more selective and more intentional about pick a game, and even if it's a big game and it's going to take a lot to learn, you can still enjoy the process of going through, of learning, how do I move? How do I fight? You know, that's part of the hobby of enjoying. And I enjoy that too. I enjoy the learning process. So for me, it's just, I need to get over sort of myself and pull out games and play them, as opposed to, I want for me, it's like, if I can't understand it in the first go, then I get frustrated and I put it away, kind of thing. 'Cause I'm a perfectionist at heart. And I need to fight against that impulse and just to slow down and methodically work through the game.
I mean, this is an interest. Yeah, that's the problem, Tim. I love doing my YouTube. I love it, but that encourages me to play the games, and the games encourage me to do the videos. So it's like an intertwined sort of vicious, evil cycle of stuff, and that's me. I love doing videos. That's it. Yep. Thanks.
I look forward to again doing more multiplayer games this year. with multiple people, hopefully, or at least two. You know, like me and Jerry are going to be doing a lot of things every month, playing new games, and it's going to be like experiencing all those new games. There was, and I know what Nate's saying. I couldn't wait to get the Gist for Robin Hood. I was like, oh, such a cool idea and such a cool game. And I was excited for it all year. And it came in and I was all excited about it. And I set it here ready to play, but I never got around to it because something else came in, something else. And now I just don't have that luster to play it like I did, like when it was first released. And now I've got to find a way to get that luster back to try and get it to the table and try and, you know, force myself to play it because I really think it's a cool game. And you know,
what about this
sometimes
comment?
Force yourself.
What about this comment from Demi? Play the games and sell them. Would you ever consider that?
No, I would never.
No,
I would never.
I mean, unless it's really. But then again, you'd know it wasn't very good before you.
I would play the game. If it's terrible, then sell it. Yeah,
sure. But you wouldn't video it. You wouldn't. It wouldn't happen. Yeah. So.
And then here's what I will help you with. I'm going to give everyone a bit of advice for the 10 War Game Challenge.
Right, go on then.
All right.
Yep.
The 10 War Game Challenge. Every year I fail it. And the reason I fail it is because I put games on the list that don't suit me. Like every year I go, oh, I want to include a monster game or I want to include a big game and it's going to force me to do it. And then I fail the challenge because I'm trying to use the challenge to force me to play different kinds of games. Do not use this as the way to force yourself to play different games. If you are a tactical player, put 10 tactical games on it. It'll be much easier to complete the challenge if you put games on it that suit you. Every year I do the same thing. I'm going to force myself. I'm going to play a monster game. I'm going to force myself to involve a longer campaign style game, and I fail because I just throw my hands up.
Yeah,
I think what I'm going to be doing this year is playing because I love my solo or solitaire games. I'm going to play more solitaire games.
Good.
I may even sneak in non-war games, but they are because there's pew pew in it and there's attacking things. So whatever, sue me. But it's things I want to play, and I'll play the 2-player games with 2 players. Like for instance, I'd like to try Next War Iran, and maybe we'll get somebody to play that. So me and Tony have played the Poland one, the standard
I'd
game.
love to play it with you, Ruff.
But I'd want to learn this time. Want to learn the advanced rules, and I'm having a heck of a time trying to understand the
I want to learn Next War period.
Yeah, so there we go. There's
maybe we can get Mitch on Mitch Land and get him to do a session like Mike Butter Jelly and come in and have a 4-player game with him. That'd be awesome.
Get rid of that. We'll sort of.
Nate was supposed to contact him and find out. Last I heard,
you already did it for me.
He said he wanted to get New Year out the way because he was busy Christmas and the New Year. I'll contact him, but maybe that's the thing to do is to get like Tony's done. He's brilliant, getting the designers. But yes, I want to play the 2-player games rather than trying to play them on my channel. Play them 2-player.
Yeah,
and I've got tons of solitaire games and even the lock and load.
Yeah, don't force a non-solitaire game. Don't play it solo if you can find someone to play it.
It's going to be more fun.
332 people on our Facebook group. If you were to post on our Facebook group and say, "I'm looking for somebody to play X game," I'm sure somebody out there would play it with you.
Sure, but I'd want to record it. So it's because I'm a YouTuber, so it's got to be you want to give that enjoyment across. When you see me and Tony play or us 3 play, it's just 3 guys just mucking about and having fun. It's really really good.
Yes, put in Tim's comment there.
Tim.
Yeah. Last year is that 8 of my 10 games I had never played. They made it harder than it needed to be. That's another great point.
Yeah, because the longer you leave them, the more or less likely you are to play them.
Yeah,
Because
if
they
you're
go
trying to learn 8 new games a year,
Yeah.
that's going to make it really rough.
Well, and I found is too is if you want to learn, like, say, a series game, so like the 40X series, I learned North Africa 41. All of a sudden, I knew like 80% of the rules for France 40, Normandy 44, Salerno 43, like all these other games that opened up because I learned the one series rules.
Yes.
The only problem I've got is I
point.
have to rely on somebody else hosting it because of my sort of black and white. This is before black and white telly. My monitor's in black and white. That's how old it is. I need somebody to host it, like Tony did or Jester does. But yeah, if we want to host it, or maybe the 3 of us or 4 of us can play a 40X game and learn it. I'd like to learn it. And if somebody can teach me rather than me reading the rules, because after I've played it, I can go back to the rules and go, oh yeah, remember us doing that, and the rules will sink in, which will help us all. And yeah. So that's what I want to do. Play more online.
James comment up there for me, Druff, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I thought the challenge was only for games you haven't played yet. No, it is
tell me what you
absolutely all it is 10 games on your list. That's it. You can play them 1,000 times. You know, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's 10 games. Hopefully that clarifies it for a lot of people.
As Nordic says, I don't think there's 10 yet. So, but we're getting there. Yeah, no, don't be. No, just, I could play Atlantic Chase again,
Yes, you could. Atlantic Chase.
Play with the advanced rules.
Yes.
Are you and Tony going to match up your 10 games so that you two just...
Yes. We're going to conflab, and then we're going to talk to Nate as well. So we're going to really piss you off.
I'm sure. I'm gonna have to ban you from the list, I guess.
Let's do it, Ruff. Let's do it, Ruff.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. But this
10 games with at least one scenario. Yes. All we care about is you put an honest effort to play that game. One scenario, if it's like a monster game, or let's just say Normandy 44, right? Normandy 44. You don't need to play the whole game. You can play 2 turns. That's good enough. We're not asking you to play it from start to finish. Honest try. If you play a turn or 2 turns or 3 turns, you made an effort.
Even if you say, look, and you take photos of it and you say, look, I've tried to play this game, did 3 or 4 turns, couldn't get on with it, but I've played it. Post it, you've done it. Yeah, it's oh, hello, Gauntlet.
Oh,
there you go. Let me know.
There you go. That's a good one. Absolutely. Yeah. That's a great one to start with too.
See, the problem I have is time for reading rules. I know, but it is awkward. But yeah, which is why I like
to wind things up, Ruff.
Oh, crikey! Yes, didn't realize. Sorry, guys, we're getting near time. Yeah, so quick round. Thank you so much. We've had like 80 odd people in the chat. It's like crazy. Thank you so much. It's brilliant that you spend time with us. Awesome. This nonsense we do. And remember, this banter we do is all done. It's all prearranged. It's all scripted. So no, it's not. But you know what I mean.
It's like WWE. Yeah.
It is WWE. Yeah, it's. But no, seriously, all this stuff is we're just having fun. You're having fun at our expense. We're having fun, and everybody else. It's just that's what I love about it.
I'm not having fun.
It's. Well, you're right. Okay, but I just want to say thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And what are you up to next week?
In less than an hour, 58 minutes, I'm going to be doing my top 100 games of all time. This is going to be number 40 down to 21 tonight at 7:00 on my channel.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow night will be the top 20 games of all time. Come on over and check it out. It's going to be a great time. Listening to what I think is the bestest of the bestest games out there.
Look who's here at the end. Hex to Hex is here.
Oh, Hexy. As always, mate.
We got to have him on again. He was a great guy to have on.
No, don't. You wouldn't, he's worse than Tony. You wouldn't get a word in it. You mentioned the American Civil War. That's it. You might as well turn everything off. He's gone.
Yeah, we just mentioned Civil War, and then we just sit back.
Great to see you. So, thanks everyone. And I mean, it's just so great to spend. Saturday evening for me anyway. So yeah, it just like everybody's great. Yeah, he's always of course he is. Yeah,
Nice.
unless he's playing golf. But
I've not met Hex to Hex yet, so
have you not?
No, I've not.
What this man doesn't know about the American Civil War is
I do like talking about the Civil War.
I know
He
you
knows
do.
about the commanders. He knows about the units. He knows about the battles. I mean, he's just a savant when it
Everybody
comes to
stand by. Bye. Thank you so much. We're just wrapping up now. So Nate, what are you on?
I'm going to be playing this still.
Right.
And then I don't know what I'll move on to next, but I am enjoying this for the time being. So that's my plan.
Good. And for me, tomorrow, I might just play a little bit of Eon Zen, not the new one. I just want to just get back into. I've just spent the day sorting out the cards. I didn't realize that everything I've got for Eon Zen, and that's the 2 big core boxes, plus a load of the expansion, they're all sleeved. I've forgotten I sleeved them all, so they're all ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to play a bit of that tomorrow.
It's big. Mm-hmm.
And then over the next week, hopefully doing part 5, Patrol 5 of Skies Above Britain. I've got to start thinking what to do next. Got a few ideas, but of course that's going to slip into the top 10 or 10 game thing. So we'll see what happens there. Once again, thank you, everyone. As always, we love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you're watching, please hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, just click it. For goodness sake, I need all the help I can get.
Next week's show is going to be on your channel, and Nate's going to host.
Am I doing it again? Because then I'll do it 3 times because I'm hosting.
No, you'll do it, and then Nate, and then the next week after that will be the anniversary show, right?
Yeah. So if you host it next week, I'll host it.
You want me to host it? I'll host it. That's fine.
Because the following week it's the 18th, the end of the year show, and I have to host that. Not I have to host it. I'm hosting it. So if you host it and Nate does the thing, that will keep it backwards and forwards. Otherwise, it gets a bit. That's okay. If I've got the dates right. If you're watching in the future and you want to leave a comment, put replay family, just put something or put a few words, just blah, 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 doo-dah or something, just so the algorithm picks up something and it helps us. And
if you want to be part of the challenge and you're watching this later, as long as it's not January 18th, come on over to our Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do. Yeah, come and do that. Anyway, God bless and have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll see you all being well next week. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.